All right, you guys, I'm so glad that you guys came out. I hope that you are too, and hopefully you guys learned a couple things and also learned some concept things. You know, my goal every time I come in is of course to develop the team and make the team grow stronger, but the team is still made up of individuals. And each one of us needs to have individual insights in order for the team to get better. Does that make sense? Like if somebody tonight just got a little insight about timing or about creating, you know, your own kind of flow or whatever it was, whatever you picked up, that insight ultimately will go to help the team. And I just want to leave you guys with one other note about the team. You know, one of the hardest things I think for you know, head coaches is to keep a bigger team together and keep a big team going strong and growing. So I have to say, you know, even though he's not here, Paul Reinhardt has done an excellent job in really keeping the team together and keeping it strong, keeping the practices going, making sure all the fighters are prepared, as well as giving a big shout out to, you know, AB and Adam for making sure that on a bigger level, everything is always happening, Danny as well. But let me leave you guys with a story. You guys ever hear Aesop's Fables? So here's the thing. There were these bulls. And these bulls were getting picked off by this wolf den, just constantly getting picked off all the time. It's like, you know, they'd go to bed one night and one of them would be gone the next morning. Well, one day these bulls figured out that if they butted up against each other in fours, meaning, you know, one bull sitting this way, one bull sitting this way, one this way, and one this way, that no matter which directions the wolves try to come in, they get the horns. But then one day after, you know, kind of defending themselves like that for years and years and years, one of them had a bright idea. And that bright idea was, you know what? I'm kind of sick of just grazing the grass right here. I'd like to go out maybe over there because look at all that grass over there. So what did that one bull do? He went to that grass. And guess what happened that night? Mr. Wolfie comes and picks him off. See, there is strength in numbers, you guys. There is strength in knowing that every time that you come in and practice, it's like you're standing in the gap for somebody else. You're being that bull protecting their rear side. Every time that you come into practice, now it's not life or death like it is in Max job or something, but it almost feels life and death when you're the one that's going out there competing. And so, even if you're not going to compete amateur or pro MMA, you have to consider that every time that you're coming into practice is that you're having an opportunity to sharpen somebody else. And in that process, you're always going to get sharpened. There is not anybody here, including myself, that can't get some kind of new insight or grow my level by practicing with any one of you guys. And you have to keep that in mind, you guys. When you start shifting out of that and thinking, well, you know, I become a rising star if I just go over in that other green pasture and start grazing over there, I think that's when you stop growing. So as a team, let's keep strong. And where we are strong is in our individual locations. Keep on people. If you see people that are not making it to training, give them a call. Reach out to them. There's strength in numbers. That's it. All right, any questions, you guys, before we close shop tonight? I'm sorry I kept you guys so long, but man, when I get the chance to be in front of you, I want to use it every minute I have.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before we're not going to privilege to teach you guys, I'll tell you what, we've been busy. There's a lot of stuff going on at Victory. You know, one of the things that we're doing for our Pro Comp team members right now is we're searching a bunch of different pro gyms. One of our first trips is we're going to send a group of guys down by Chris Lido, former UFC guy, and train with their guys. We're also going to try to send a group of guys in September, October up to Duke Rufus' gym in Milwaukee. So I've been busy creating a lot of old relationships, forming them again. and new relationships so that we have just a ton of places, resources that we can continue to grow as a school and tap into other people's networks. Also, we've been working really hard on getting down and cruising your first seminar. It's going to happen. It's just an eventuality, and part of that's been complicated by him fighting for the UFC again, so that's a good thing. But we got just a ton of things going on, and if you ever, and I just want to speak from my heart truly, you guys, if you guys ever feel like you're distant, you know, from the comp team or any of those type of things, you guys, you know, please, please, please let me know. It's the farthest thing that we want. But in the process of us growing as a team, there's going to be pain. And a lot of times that pain is hooked to some kind of sacrifice. One of the sacrifices that the team has to make is for me not to be here at every practice. There's things that I'm trying to work out on a bigger scale for the team. But I just thank God that we have so many good leaders that are willing to stand in the gap. The hardest thing for me, guys, is, you know, in a martial art gym, especially a competitive one, the turnover rate is pretty high. Thankfully, we haven't had to deal with that a lot. But when we have guys that have been around the program a long time, like Jordan, like Danny, like Scott, like Matt, I mean, all these guys that have been around for a long time, Alex, Lewis, what it does is Caesar, it ultimately makes everybody better. Now, here's the thing. A guy like Matt, he may never go out and compete again. But the thing is, he has competed, but the thing is that every time that he comes to practice, it's another person with experience that will make everybody else better. Key. Okay?
Sir?
All right, any questions? I kept you guys long.
How do you stay away from food that you like?
I didn't figure that one out.
I got this 20 pounds like a fight, and I'm just saying the joke.
You know what? Yeah, absolutely. I would pray for you. Pray against temptation. No, but there are definitely strategical things that you can do if you've been having problems. Why don't you do this? Can you send me a food journal for like 2 days worth of food?
Okay.
You know, like what you ate for breakfast, what you ate before you work out. Journal that.
What did you say?
Okay. And also, I think there's some stuff. Is there some stuff on that subject on the comp team group page? Isn't there a couple longer articles on?
Yeah. Maybe in food we just have a chemistry? Like, no, I'm just kidding.
What's the couple of aside from protein and everything? What's the couple of good things that they really eat after practice or before bed? So you know, you get them what you're supposed to eat.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, you guys, is that digestion is the key. Because if you go to bed and you have food that's in your stomach undigested, it almost is guaranteed it's going to turn directly into fat. Not only that, but it's going to rob you from the proper sleep because you don't get full sleep when your stomach is trying to digest food. So it's key to eat things that will digest very well. I can tell you this, as soon as you get done with a practice like this that's 2.5 hours, if you're not drinking a protein drink at that moment with a little bit of carbohydrates, you're missing a huge opportunity for your body to burn fat and gain muscle. So that would be a key point. What you eat right after your workout. Now when you go home from a late night workout like this, the two things that I think are really easy to do is kale, some kind of like vegetable, green vegetable, leafy, that's fibrous, that will digest easy and give you a lot of nutrients. And instead of going with chicken or some kind of meat, eat hard-boiled eggs. As a fighter, Danny will tell you, get real used to hard-boiled eggs. In fact, before Danny would fight, my big suggestion to him when we were cutting weight a lot of times was kale, a bag of kale, and hard-boiled eggs, and carry them with you everywhere you go.
Do you boil it or the kale? How do you make it? In a smoothie, protein?
Yeah, just eat it just raw. Yeah. You can definitely put it in a smoothie. But here's the thing, a lot of people, and if you've experimented with this, you'll know, a lot of people do not like to drink a lot of protein drinks or things like that when they go home from a practice like this, because you wake up in the middle of the night having to go to the bathroom and stuff. And that would affect your sleep. And sleep is important for you to recover. Make sense? Cool, excellent question. Anything else, you guys?
Kayla, Lauren.
All right, we'll leave it at that, but you guys hit me up on Facebook. If there was something that you guys didn't miss or something you want to ask additionally, hit me up on Facebook. I'll check it tomorrow and we'll get an answer, okay?
Sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Danny, real quick, I know you competed this last weekend. Any thoughts on that? You want to explain to everybody how that felt for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I mean, the guy let me compete for free, so that's one of the reasons I did it too. But no, it was good to get out and compete again. You know, it was. I wish there had been more people that competed, but it was brand new. New Breed's like a new organization now. But no, it was cool. I mean, I learned a lot from it, and competition is always going to help you grow. So no matter what, kickboxing, MMA, or a grappling tournament, it's going to make you better one way or another. So.
Excellent, yeah. I'm just excited for what the team's going to do coming up this fall. A lot of good things coming up for us. So thank you guys for coming out. It's been an honor to